Hello and welcome to the Philippines. Today I'm going to take you along on a trip on a small ferry boat, or what's often called a Banca Boat. And they're small, they can get pretty crowded. Sometimes they transport animals as well. I've been told by one guy that uses these often that every time he's used it, there's been a pig outside, kind of a pen area they set up outside for the pigs and chickens and that type of thing. Anyway, it's seating is pretty much whatever you find there, bench seats, and there are various types of sizes of Banca boats. There you've got a toilet on this side. On the other side, same position, you got a bit of a kitchen, it says. I'm leaving from Pier 1 in Cebu City and going across about an hour and 40 minutes to the north end of Bohol Island to a place called Getafe, Getafe, and to see a friend up there a while back. And this is the fastest way to do it. Otherwise, you take one of these fast ferries, ocean jets over here, over to the south, take Bohol City, and then you got to take a bus up. And anyway, this fare cost me 160 pesos, or just over $3. Clemer Freight Lines is the name of this company, and they've got an office very close to Pier 1, just down a little side street. Just need to ask the people where it's at. And a lot of passenger ferries come into Pier 1 here in Cebu City, and you'll see some of them right here, along here. Some of them come in to 2 and 3 as well, I think. They may have some at 4, I'm not sure. But you just need to check, make sure you go to the right pier. There's a frontage road running along these piers, so if you're at the wrong one, it's not too difficult to get on down the street to another one. Pier 1 puts you, the piers put you through a scanning device, like a metal detector, bomb detector type thing, just like the airports do. They're not quite as thorough about it, but you will go through a couple security points. Pretty much carry most of your luggage on. The bigger ferries have a place to put larger bags and boxes if you want to ship something. I enjoy the sea and boats. I would rather travel this way than by air, usually by plane. That's just me. Some people don't like all the time involved. But anyway, an airport would probably take just as long. I had climbed out of the side of the lower level, and I was looking around and kind of watching these guys up on top. And that seemed like a better option to me out there in the in the wide open air. And they saw that I might be interested. They offered to give me a hand up there and help with get my bag up there. And they even brought me a chair. I was the only guy with a chair up on that upper deck. Other guys were laying down, getting some rest, sitting, and so that was interesting. That chair was not the most stable thing on the boat, so most of the way I decided to stand and take video and pictures, just enjoy the time up there. Banca boats vary in size, they vary in design. Some of them just have a canopy instead of a roof like this, and some will have more seating. They pretty much all have outriggers. In fact, I think they all have outriggers. I would be leery maybe of taking a small Banca boat during the holidays when tens of millions of people are traveling, and they have been known to overload these things with people and freight, that type of thing. And that's the island of Cebu back there, and we are headed for Bohol. Cebu Harbor handles a lot of freight, and you will see a lot of big ships out here oftentimes. It moves a lot of people. It's a major center for moving people, and with so many islands, they've got ferries from lots of different companies traversing these seas out here. And then you have the fishermen too. Fishermen in very, very small Banca boats. and fishermen in larger boats. And this guy was setting his siren off because we had not this guy. There's another little fisherman coming right across our bow up here. And I think the rules of the sea is usually that the smaller vessel should give way. I'm not a captain or naval officer, but it takes a lot longer for a larger vessel to stop and turn and maneuver. I think that these Banca boats, the size that I am on, they're not real good at maneuvering and turning quickly, that type of thing. That's my understanding. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. But here, as we're coming in, this is Getafe Pier up here, port, and that boat right there is going to come right across our bow and then head out to sea. I have no idea why it didn't come around our backside, unless he just couldn't turn, didn't think he could turn fast enough, or he thought his speed was adequate to get past us first. Our boat captain actually had to cut the motor, put it in reverse actually, put the brakes on, if you will, and yeah, put it in reverse to make sure that we didn't hit this other Banca boat. This isn't an interesting experience unless you're one of those people that gets seasick. The seas were relatively calm. We had a little bit of splashing up into the area. But here we're a ways off of the pier yet, and as people are starting to line up to get they're in a big hurry. They're lining up to get off, and we're still half a kilometer away from the pier there, it appears. Not sure why people do that, but they do. This is one of several piers that I've noticed had quite a bit of construction going on. They're extending them, they're improving them so that they can handle more ferries as well as larger craft. And anyway, sometimes can be a little bit of a trick, especially if the waves are bigger. They're basically going to put a, see if I use the right term, gangplank. They're going to stick a plank out there, a walkway, out from the front of the boat. And, you've got the movement of the boat a little bit. And so it's a little bit tricky walking off, especially if the waves are larger. And there's another Banca boat over there. All of the piers that I've been to they've had food stands there, places to buy food and various things, and they've also had transportation there. Not always a taxi, but they will have hobble drivers, motorbike taxis. They'll have tricycles. They might have jeepneys available. And you just need to be aware where you're going, and if they don't have the type of vehicle that you need, if you need a larger vehicle, just start asking people, and somebody will know someone with a vehicle that you can probably hire to get you where you want to go. Filipinos are extremely friendly and helpful in that manner. I had a friend picking me up in a pickup truck, so I didn't need, but as soon as I got off, pretty much there was a hobble driver, motorbike driver, wanted to know whether I need to hire him, take me someplace. One thing you'll find in the more commercialized areas as well, like Tagbilaran City in the south end of Bohol Island, is that you will be a little bit overwhelmed by how many people are showing up with signs saying how much they'll charge you to take you a certain place. People with signs trying to sell you various tours around islands. So just be aware of that. have a have your day thought out ahead of time. Do you want to sign up for a tour right away? Maybe you want to go to your hotel first, and there will be people there offering tours and advice as well. We found no shortage of cars for rent, cars and the driver for rent also. There was one guy, a lot of these guys, they work for somebody who has a number of cars, and there was a guy sitting outside of our hotel uh, quite a bit of the day one day, and we went and talked to him. He gave us a price to pick us up in the morning, the following morning, and take us to the pier in Tagbilaran City. And I think for two it was like, I don't know, 400 pesos, I think, about $8 US. And we could have got a tricycle for a lot less, maybe 200, but a lot more comfortable riding that, like 25 kilometers, I believe, in a car. In many areas, you can also rent a van. There are vans for hire that come with the driver, and you can hire them for a few hours, or the whole day, or several days, I'm sure, and just negotiate the price. And this is where the office is, down a side street. This is Clemer here, little side street near Pier 1 in Cebu City, and here's the prices going over to Getafe and the times that they leave. Now, everything is subject to change, so be aware of that. So thank you for coming along. Please please share the video.
What is the name of the company? Huh? Clemer. Very good, thank you.
Please subscribe. Safe travels to you all, and we'll see you next time.